Yeah, this amino bonbon. Anyway, what I did is I went ahead and took a the aluminum foil ball and scrubbed off the grates, kind of knocked the heavy stuff off for later on. It's actually still cooling off. You gotta wait till it shuts down, and then I'm gonna probably end up leaving the pellets in there since I don't have a cover for the thing. I recommend a cover for these, but you gotta put them on when they're cold, otherwise you'll melt your cover. But I put mine inside of a, a nice safe place, because I'm a redneck out here in the woods, and I put it up because it's just the way it's supposed to be. And if you leave the hatch here for a little bit, it'll help cool off the temperature, because everything's 250 degrees and it's still working its way out. And I didn't really use a lot of pellets. Basically, I probably used maybe 3 pounds of pellets. That's cooking the unit and also burning it off for 2.5 hours at 400 degrees. And so basically this thing don't really use a lot of pellets because it's so insulated, guys. This pellet grill is so insulated. I recommend this 30-06 completely. It's from Smoking Gun pellet grills, and it's got a digital blue deal so you can see it. And then you got your clean out right here for your pellets. Right down here you got a place for your pellets to be set, and you got over here you got your ash pan. You remove and pull it out from the front, but that makes it nice. If you wanted to go ahead and set this in a stone place where, let's say you had you don't move around a lot, and you would put that in a stone cooking deal with your running water next to it, which I don't have, and I don't have a couple of things and necessities, but anyway, and then drain and sewer to it. And then here you got your drip pan here, and that's all the grease I got out of all that chicken. Not very much. It all runs down into there from the drip pan right here. I might have a little bit more because I didn't really set this on level ground, so it's kind of a little bit on this side probably, but I'll twist it so it all runs to the drain. Oh shoot, I should have shut that lid. That ain't good for it. Anyway, it slams down pretty hard if it comes down, but most people ain't moving their grill. The balance is real good on it. It doesn't take much. Once it's come down, it comes down, but it's really good. I was moving with the lid open, so I shouldn't have done that. That's my fault. Once again, everybody makes mistakes. I do make mistakes, so I highly recommend one of these. I'm gonna move a little bit more. This time you notice I moved the lid. Okay, right there is level. It'll all run out through the grill. It'll run down here in the grease pan. I set it on the wrong place. Yeah, even though there's a slight taper, but it needs probably a little bit more down there in that trough. But I cooked quite a little bit of chicken. I cooked 12 drumsticks, 12 thighs, and instead of stacking it heavily, this was a test run. And it's gonna be, all this chicken is right here, guys. Let me pull it out. It's still smoking red hot. I just got done scrubbing that out. I can't even touch the chicken because it's still steaming hot. So, and this is how I got the chicken. And I got a meat probe here. It's already done. And this pop here, kind of like these things. They work pretty dang good. I'll stick that in there. And it's saying it is still 155 degrees, 156 degrees. And it's been setting here for quite a little bit of time. So now I tested it as I cooked it. This is 154, but it's been setting for a little while. I can't really touch it. 142 down here. One closer, one of the pieces took off earlier. 133. It's cooling off. It's been about 15 minutes since I've cooked this, but it's still blazing hot. I tried to touch it. I can touch a little bit, but yeah, I can touch it now. But before I couldn't touch it, it was piping hot. But anyway, that looks pretty good, don't it, guys? I mean, this is the first cook. First cook. You know, I'm not a master chef, okay? I'm a redneck. I live out in the woods. I know what tastes good, and I follow instructions. And this has been one of the best cooks of chicken that I've done in a long time. Because that grill, it would catch it completely on fire and be raw and burn the living hell out of everything I cook in it, from hamburger to chicken to anything. So it really couldn't eat it because it was too dangerous and it was epic failure. So don't buy one of them. Get you one of these. Highly recommend it. At least you'll be able to eat your food when you get done grilling. Otherwise you'll have burnt and broken teeth from the ashes and scarred, blackened chicken so bad where it's blackened and the paint coming off that thing. Rust. Propane catches on, you know, burns up the pan, the drip pan underneath it, and then the aluminum pans melt and all your water runs out and it steams it, and then the grease drops down on the flames itself, and then you have a grease fire in the dang thing, and it's you can't control nothing. So best not to get one of them. Get one of these from call up Smoking Gun Jerky Incorporated in Lincoln, Nebraska, and get you one of these ordered. They got a few of them on the rack, so they just basically started making these things a couple years ago, and they're known around in the Midwest, but by very few people. Nobody's put them on YouTube, only except this is the first one that I've seen besides their website, and I'm not sponsored by them. But guys, this is really a good rig, and you'll be seeing me with some redneck cooking, my own recipes of nightmare cooking, Cajun food, whatever I come up with. Remember, I just showed you some peppers earlier, so watch all the clips. I hope this will be a good video takes for you guys. But anyway, this is my chicken. This is what I'm gonna have for a couple of days, and I got some pork belly in there. I'm looking at suggestions on that. I'm thinking making cubes on it. I don't really need to eat pork, but I want to cook it in here, so that'll be my next cook after the sink cools down. Probably cook in a couple days on that. Depends on how hot it is tomorrow. It's supposed to be in the hundreds. I might not cook tomorrow. It might be too damn hot. But anyway, I got other things to do. Got to mow the yard. The grass is overtaking me here. The weeds. I need to move some stuff out of there with the loader, which that's in there. And the forks, they're over there. So, and then the truck's gonna be moved. All that shit's got to be cleaned up. And I cut this for pouring concrete, but you know, after you lost my identity, I lost interest in a lot of things around here. So I decided, well, I needed a stove, so I bought this thing. I got a vacuum. When you buy any stove, guys, get a vacuum, vacuum it out, and also when you're done, vacuum the ash out so don't rust it out. You know, anything you can, any maintenance you can, go ahead and do it. Matter of fact, I think the unit just shut off. See it shut off on by itself. Okay, when you're done with that and it shuts off, go ahead and shut down the lid so you're safe. Close the lid. You can unplug it and hang up the cord. It's safe to touch. It's not hot. Hang up your cord. Back over here on this spot. Unplug it, which I'm going to unplug it. Unplug it, guys. See, got my own plug. Throw that back off the side so it's not in there, and then basically come back over here, take your liquid out, and then your other stuff. It's still probably a little warm in here. No, it's a little warm. I'm gonna not burn myself. I got plenty of time. I'm gonna take the chicken in, package it, and put it up so I won't lose my food for the week. It'll probably be for the week. That's a lot of chicken for one man. I'm in the woods. I ain't got a girlfriend, so when I lost my identity and I had my fiance killed and assassinated and my son assassinated out in California because they were driving an embassy car, and I'm American, but my mom was working for some embassy and they targeted us and I lost them. But I know what's right and what's wrong. You know, if you cross the border illegally and you run into a car while you're drunk and you meant to run in the car and kill people, you should be dealt with correctly, not just extradited. But you know, I'm old school. Their government took over and they dealt with them. So the way I look at it is that's the way it's supposed to be. But when you're dealing with, if you cross into some foreign country or foreign property, it comes to foreign laws in that place, depending on the situation. If you're a terrorist and try to blow up oil refineries and stuff, you might not survive, because that's actually a terrorist to the country and that's a national threat. They may shoot you. But guys, these are made in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm very, very happy with my unit that I got. I did notice a couple things that I'm going to do with my own. I'm going to put some hooks here, but I got to be able to remove them. So this here lid, hang on a second, I'm going to lift this up, and then this drops down. So you lift it up and it drops down. So then but the trouble is you got to make sure your hooks, if you have hooks there, you don't catch and you have them removable, so you can lower the lid. But it drops down so you can roll it inside of a doorway or something. And then when you want to put it back up, just, well, you got to lift it up a little bit. And you can lift it back up, and then you can say, you sit on it, okay? Sitting my fat ass on it. Okay, I got no feet on the ground, guys, and I'm sitting on the deal. So this thing is built. It's not a cheap one, and the mosquitoes are now coming out, and they're attacking me because they're hungry. They think it's supper time. So anyway, sorry about running you guys late. Anyway, this is me, old Bon Bon, and we're signing off for the night, because guess what? We're going to eat some of this good grub, and we're going to call you guys later on. I'm going to post this all over to YouTube's, because I have not seen any smoking guns on any cook sites, and everything's like a secret. Nobody wants to put their stuff out there on the smoking gun. I'm kind of embarrassed because it's been around for a couple years. The prototype, I think, was 2 or 3 years ago, and if I wouldn't have stumbled across it, I wouldn't have never known it. Thank goodness I was hungry enough to pull in the store and look for a piece of beef jerky. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known about the place. And then I seen this. I said, you know what? I looked at it really close, and I said, man, this is like a tank. I mean, literally a tank. Of course, it weighs a lot, so moving in and out, it's not an easy task. And like me, if I got to roll it over this, I run this up over here, and get it up on here, and then I park it here. So I got the big bay door that comes down, and it keeps it out of rain. So I figured it'd be good in place to park it for right now, but it's heavy and I don't like moving it. So, but for right now, until I get the concrete poured, that's got to be parked in there for a little bit. And then I'm going to put a patio over here of concrete and make a little shed there. So this will all be cook area for right now. I got a griddle and I've got a grill, so I got different things, but I want something that ain't propane. In the dead of winter, I can cook food on this thing, so at least I'll be able to cook my own food. I don't have to go to town, and with the virus situation, I'm trying to stay away from everybody, so I like to cook out here in the woods, you know, by myself. You know, I don't really socialize with a lot of people anymore, especially since losing my identity and being stalked, shot at. You know, they tried to run me down with a car, everything. And You know, it's pretty bad, you know, when you work all your life and somebody does that to you, and there's nothing you can do because they're covered underneath corruption laws. Actually, they're police, so they're protected by color of blue. So anyway, you guys have a good night. I'm going to let you go. I don't want to ramble any longer than you have to be. But if you're around Lincoln, Nebraska, swing in to Smoking Gun Jerky. Pick up one of these. I highly recommend it. And if you don't, you're going to be missing out. This thing has smoke coming right out of here, guys. The smoke comes out of here at the lower side. And basically, if you look at this grill, and the bottom grate on mine, I just got in cooking, guys. So don't blame me, it's not perfectly clean like you ladies, because I haven't cleaned it yet. But it's about an inch off the grate, okay? And that means the smoke has to build up in here, up on top, and force its way out there to be able to get you some serious smoke, and controls the heat pretty well. I mean, it's 1 or 2 degrees off, but hey, that's tolerable. This is an outdoor cook. Your oven ain't even going to be this precise in your house. Most of them ain't. They're made in China. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.